Hey, how's it going, all you lovely people at Shed's Door Shutter, coming back to you with a brand new episode of the Craftoria mod pack. And today we are going to be getting into latex and latex processing and all of that stuff from Industrial Foregoing because we need to. We need a tree farm. And there's no real other ways that I could think of. We could do just our things. But of course, it requires like getting tools, and we could do that. It's not a difficult thing. I think we have stuff to like auto craft, right? Crafter. I would assume looking at like this, yeah, we have like the formulaic assembler from Mechanism, which we could obtain. We could do a like wood axe-esque thing. Um, we could, but I'm just gonna go make this simpler. We're gonna do Industrial Foregoing. We don't have like Steve's carts or anything in here. If you guys can think of any other tree ideas, like tree farm ideas, other than just dire things or Industrial Foregoing, I'd like to hear them because I definitely wouldn't mind looking into them. I know we also have like the farmer multi-block from Extended Modern Industrialization. This thing right here, which is like part of a multi-block. Let's see. I don't know if it'll actually work with saplings. Crops or saplings. It will plant them on valid soil using different planting modes. We'll plant them in different arrangements. So that is an option, except for it's kind of further out than I would like. So not going to happen yet because you need like large motors, robot arms, and that's getting into modern industrialization pretty heavily. But I want to get tree farm stuff figured out sooner rather than later. So let's look at modern industrialization. Let's look at Industrial Foregoing. We want the Gatherer. And we want the Sower. Okay, so these are the two items we want to have by the end of this episode. And then we'll get a tree farm most likely next episode. So these require plastic sheets. It looks like we have the cross-compatibility between Pneumatic Craft and also Industrial Foregoing. So we should be able to get dry rubber from... Ooh, okay, hold on. Let's look up latex. We're going to hope that this works still. I've got no idea. Alright, so we need a handful of things. So iron, redstone, and buckets. And then a pity machine frame. Okay. So I did do some mining between this episode and last. And we actually do have a lot of the skill tree pushed out, basically. And I did do a total of how much fortune you can get out of this as well, because you've got 16 fortune slots, so that opens you up to 1.6 times fortune, or 1.6 fortune. So over 1 point, or over 1.5, basically. And so I've been just doing that. And I also got some combat ones, not too many, because I'm really trying to avoid combat, because I was dying so much. And also, of course, I got the diamond armor now that I just crafted before starting this episode, so... Haven't had a trial run with that yet. I know this stuff's going to be a little bit more tedious, of course, because we're not in the same route we went with Direwolf 20's mod pack, because, of course, I wanted to kind of just do this a little bit differently. I like to start things differently sometimes just so we can get a little bit, different of an experience, right? Because this is definitely different. I'm having to do a lot more manual crafting, and I don't have the cultism system set up, so it's not like I can just go and use that right now. I could go towards it, or I could go towards ours, but honestly, I'm kind of enjoying the fact that we're doing this. And this stuff's been cruising while I've been mining, because I actually chunk loaded this area, by the way. So the orange stripes. So what you do for this, by the way, is you would just shift left click over this. So right now I'm just going to unclaim this. So this is normal left click. Shift and then left click would be where you claim it. And so that is pretty nifty there. So... let's see here. So how does the latex processing unit work? And is it actually, this is not the right thing. This is the final result. Yeah, I did make the wrong thing. I need 2 of these technically, not these other 2, but maybe we'll do some more with it. Fluid extractor. That's what I was needing, not this one. I will craft these off camera. I do need 4 of these, but since I've got 2 latex processing units, I'm gonna actually make 8 of them. So let me get that done real quick, and we'll be right back. I think what we could do with these other 2 is for right now, just go ahead down the road and make more latex processing once we get a tree farm, right? Because the tree farm is going to be the biggest problem with this because we need to supply this with wood. So do keep that in mind. This does need a supply of wood, so it's going to be, you put a stack of wood in there, sooner or later it's going to run out. So you'll run out of latex. So keep that in mind, and I'm going to go make these. Alrighty, so we are going to be using modular routers, placer module. I was actually going through a couple other options. I actually made the auto placer from Actually Additions, and this is broken. It didn't work in any capacity. I even updated Actually Additions, and nothing. So this one currently does not work, it appears. And so I just went with the placer module because I don't want to just get into just dire things. Integrated dynamics requires you to go to the end before you can place blocks with that. So we're just going to go with this. So I've got 2 placer modules with a white list of spruce log, up direction, which is where it's going to be placing, and the same thing for this one. So we're just going to pop this in here, and we should just be able to split our current log stack into half. And there are actual values associated with each log type, by the way. So right now, if we look for spruce, which is right here, we only get 2 millibuckets. So if we got stuff like the mangrove or cherry, I believe acacia is decent, dark oak. So there's better ways. I don't actually have an acacia sapling. We actually do have the market block we could look at real quick and see if we could get one. Let's actually see. Let's see here. So we would need a flour. We would then need wool. And I think this is specifically... No, okay, so it's just any kind of log. Let's see, I've got some palm logs in here. And let's just go set this outside here. Okay, there we go. Apparently they have changed his head. Okay. Sapling. So yes, we do have quite a few different saplings in here. If I looked up acacia, I could get 1 emerald and I can get an acacia sapling. And this, you don't have to do this. I'm just kind of looking. I always go with oak logs, by the way, just because it's easiest to farm, right? So, acacia, and we could just grow this tree. We could harvest it, and we could take these logs and put them in the latex processing unit. And of course, that would produce more. And then, if you did notice, there is also a little piece that I didn't mention, which is triple when powered. So if we were to put power on these, the fluid extractors, we would actually get 12 instead of 1 or... well, this is not the right recipe, by the way. So right here. So this whole recipe. So any of these. And of course, oak logs is 2, so you only get 8. Right? Triple. 6, not 8. But yeah, I just wanted to point that out. So if we put these in here, which we're downstairs here, and we put them in here, for example, and we would have to quickly just make sure we put that there. And then we just put the fluid extractors around. And they will start working. You can see it start working because it's breaking the block. Let's make sure we place all these guys right. Looks like I did. Perfect. So then what we're going to do is we're going to get fluid pipes to get the latex out of this one and into a latex processing unit. So with the latex processing unit, we're actually going to need power for this, by the way. So we are going to have to get a thermo generator or something over here, which I probably won't. I probably will get that quickly. Let me get a thermo generator and I'll be right back. Alrighty, so let's get this fully going here. So I've got a thermo generator. We're actually going to get this in place before we do anything else. I'm actually going to put this in the floor. I think I'll put it in the floor right here. So let's grab our lava. And then we're going to put thermogenerator. The reason I'm going to put this here is because we're actually going to need to just power stuff anyway. And we're also going to need a sink. So that may be the only problem. Hold on. It's not going to be a problem. If we just knock out one of these cables and run it like this, and then do the fluid cables we need up here real quick. So make sure that we configure this to extract on all of these, which is just shift right clicking. And then the main one, which is going to go in here, which I have some in here because I was testing some stuff around. And then we can put a sink here and do extract, and that will give us water. So now we'll need to just get the water to go down, which I'm going to make this just a little bit simpler here. Gonna just put the lava piece here. So there's the water that flows into here, and that will make power. So then all we're gonna do is we're gonna have power come out the front. We're gonna disable these few cables here. Can I get... There we go. And then that will be powering that portion. And then we just need to run one more cable this direction. Perfect. So that should be everything once we actually realize that I forgot to activate the extraction portion of these. So let's quickly pop over here, do extraction, and that should be golden. Okay. So now we are processing dry rubber. I think everything's golden. Are you pulling latex? Yes, you are. You're just pulling it very, very slowly. Let's actually make sure... No upgrade. So that one's bugged out. So they should say, like, no upgrade, like how these are currently. So that one didn't render properly or didn't work properly. Okay, so that is dry rubber. And we're going to need a furnace, which I don't really know what kind of furnace we want. We don't have a whole lot of options. We have things like the powered furnace. We have the smelter from Mechanism, which I think is the option we're going to go with. The energized smelter here. So I will craft this one off camera. The next portion is getting this one going as well. So this is going to be the exact same method, just a little less complicated. Now I actually have to go grab a sink for this one too. We won't need a sink on the top. We'll just need a sink on the bottom. Which actually I may be able... to just run fluid cables over here. That should work. Shouldn't be a problem. And then we're just gonna, of course, do power cables. Just like so. Okay. And then one more, which is right here. And then, of course, if we wanted to sneak back and disable that one, we could. Doesn't really matter. The modular router's not getting power from anywhere. But that will speed up latex production. And that is fantastic. Of course, we will need to get a tank out here. So what kind of tanks do we have? So we need a smelter and a tank. We can grab a Mechanism basic tank, which is 32 buckets. I think that's a really good amount for what we have right now, at least. And then we need the smelter, which requires steel. And then probably... where are they at? Basic control circuits, infused alloy, and glass. So, smelter... Osmium. Osmium. Right there. And bada bing, bada boom. And we're just going to slash back. And then here, we'll place that down. And then we're going to push out the front. And then we're going to clear input out the back. And that should... Oh, I did that wrong. Output is what we need. So this one to push. And then we're going to need power. And that will start smelting. I will get a functional storage drawer here real quick as well. Just so that way we have it. Just put this on the top. And we'll do auto output, auto eject, and there is plastic sheets. Perfect. Okay. So this one, of course, is just going to pipe into a mechanism tank because we do need fluid after a certain point for latex, just pure latex, not sheets. So that is what we're going to need. So we didn't need 2 or 4. We only really needed 1 latex processing unit. I may increase this in the future. I'm not 100% sure, but yeah. So this is going to get us latex, and that is a finalized system. Yes, this is definitely a little bit more chaotic than normal because I am running back and forth, crafting one item and then crafting another. Hopefully, sooner or later, we can get that solved, which is going to be soon, right? We've got latex. We should now be able to get trees and everything of that sort, and we should be able to start chugging along towards getting the main components of AE2 soon. Also, if you haven't noticed, I just looked at this. Stardust Quartz Cluster. I still have not put a modular router down, but I apparently need to because this keeps bugging out sometimes. That is A-okay. I will get that solved. But thank you guys so much for watching. Stay awesome, and I can't wait to see you in the next one. Bye-bye.